Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spurs Up Show, best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. Today is Tuesday, April the 27th, 2021. Today's show, I break down tonight's game as Gamecocks baseball returns to action as they take on the Citadel Bulldogs for the third and final time in this 2021 baseball season. Guys, I'll break down the game in its entirety first. We'll talk about Citadel, the pitching, their hitting, also South Carolina, the starting pitcher for tonight's game, what to watch for, key player for tonight, give my prediction, much more as South Carolina returns to action in the midweek. Also, guys, news and notes to get into. We got a packed show here on a Tuesday, and it's all brought to you by our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. Guys, Upstate Movers Group, superior moving service. They bring care and attention other companies can't offer because they're just too busy maintaining trucks and profiting off of them instead of focusing on service. Guys, service is what separates Upstate Movers Group from the competition. They're not a trucking company. They're a moving services company, and they're also employee-owned co-op. Their movers are paid twice the industry average, and everyone on the crew is invested in your success. They have dedicated professional crew members, and they also offer black glove service. They offer end-to-end packing services, custom crating and packaging for special items, and cleaning services as well. They're founded by Greenville natives and University of South Carolina alumni, guys, so a Gamecock-owned small business. They also offer 20 years of project management moving experience, and they can offer logistics and solutions that traditional moving companies simply do not have the skills for. Guys, whether in the upstate or across the state of South Carolina, if you have any moving needs in 2021, be sure to check out our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. You can find them on social media at Upstate Movers Group. Of course, guys, if you have any other questions, go to their website, upstatemoversgroup.com. That's upstatemoversgroup.com. Be sure to check them out and tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Let's get it. Yo, what is up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all doing well. I'm your host, Chris Phillips, the Spurs Up Show, as always. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you're all having a fantastic day, wherever this may find you, whether you're on the commute, you're in the office, you're in class, maybe you're studying for exams, maybe you just took an exam, maybe you got the day off. Whatever it may be, guys, hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know, I'm a big believer and a big proponent in positive momentum. You know, I really believe, you know, I've said this before, stacking good days on good days. You know, continue to stack good work on good work on good work and keep a good attitude and stay positive and work hard and keep it moving, and good things are going to happen. I got to say, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm just pointing this out, and I'm sure you guys have already seen it. It has been one wild week for TSUS and for me personally. I'm sure you guys saw on social media yesterday, kind of crazy how it came about, too. I had a Virginia Tech fan in my mentions on Twitter. You know, on Sunday, I thought I'd throw up a link, hey, the Beamer ball merch, the Beamer stuff, whatever, you know, with the spring game stuff like that. I checked my mentions on Monday, and I had a Virginia Tech fan say, hey, man, Frank Beamer really likes the hat, too. And I look, dude, it's literally a picture, which I'm sure you guys have seen already now. It is literally a picture of Frank Beamer rocking the white Beamer ball hat. I mean, the positive momentum right now for TSUS, from, you know, the name drop on the SEC Network Plus by Birch Antley to the Shane Beamer tweeting at TSUS to being shown on the Jumbotron at the spring game to now Frank Beamer. Blessings abound. It's incredible. It's wonderful. It's amazing. And shout out to Frank Beamer, man. Real, recognized real, a real one. Hey, the next step, you know what the next step is, guys, right? Getting Shane Beamer and Gamecock Football, the Gamecock Football Twitter and Instagram accounts, to unblock TSUS. That's the next step. That's the next thing we got to make happen. So if you guys want to tweet at Shane Beamer, tweet at the Gamecock Football account, I think that's the next step for us. But no, seriously, man, it's been tons of blessings of late, guys. And again, the positive momentum, like I said, I'm a big believer in that, and continuing when you get positive momentum to double down on it and work hard and keep a great attitude and keep going. That's exactly what we're doing. Continue to put out great content. But I want to say thank you to you guys, because again, without your love and support, and you guys supporting the show and supporting the brand and supporting the merch, none of this would be happening. None of it would be possible. So again, I'm so grateful to you all who tune in, who take time to share the content, consume the content, show love to the content, show love to the brand, everything we do. Thank you guys so much. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it, because I am fired up here on a Tuesday, because Gamecocks baseball returning to action tonight at Founders Park to take on, yet again, yes, the Citadel Bulldogs for the third and final time in its 2021 baseball season. No, I do not know why they played so many times this year, but hey, whatever. I looked at the schedule. I was like, dang, we're playing the Citadel again. I guess the convenient thing is I've already got the notes made. I've already got the notes made for the podcast from the last two times we played, so this will be an easy copy paste. But no, South Carolina, the Citadel playing tonight, 7 o'clock first pitch at Founders Park, guys, on SEC Network. Plus, of course, the Citadel, as we all know, of the SoCon, their head coach, Tony Skoll. And this 2021 season for them, when South Carolina faced the Citadel early on in the year, and I still do, right? I gave the Citadel a lot of credit, a lot of props, a really good baseball program. They have some really good baseball players. And we've seen the first couple of games, especially that first one, have been really good competitive games. You could argue the Citadel should have beaten South Carolina that first time. But it has been a rough, and I mean a rough season in Charleston for Tony Skoll's ball club. 11-24 overall, 3-14 in the conference. They've lost 4 straight games. It has been a rough go of it, to say the least. Especially, hey, since the last two teams been, I think it was like a month ago, and the Citadel was still, things hadn't really spiraled out of control yet. 11-24 overall, 3-14 in their conference. Things I would say have hit the fan in Charleston, South Carolina. Let's take a look at the stats, guys, and I really believe the stats tell you everything you got to know about this Citadel team. It starts on the mound. Their problems start there. A 6.48 team ERA. I was looking at the notes, guys, and the last time South Carolina played the Citadel, again, that was like a month ago. The Citadel's ERA the last time they played was like 4.2 something. So that ERA has jumped over 2 full points. They have not been able to get anybody out. A 6.48 team ERA. They're going to start Lathan Todd, 2-5 overall record with a 7.46 ERA. But I fully believe Blake Cooper, the pitching coach there, good friend of the show and a former Gamecock, I think he will implement the Johnny Holstaff mentality, the Johnny Holstaff routine, that whole deal, because they've done that each and every single time they play the Gamecocks. So again, I would expect to see Lathan Todd and a host of other Bulldog pitchers tonight at Founders Park. Look at the hitting side of things. They're hitting 277 as a club. Not that bad. Not that bad overall. But again, when you have a 6.48 team ERA, I mean, it's just hard to beat anybody. Players to watch for the Citadel. Outfielder Jeffrey Brown is where we start, a 312 average, 1 home run, 10 RBIs, really capable player at the top of their lineup, guys. You remember he went 5 for 5 in the first game when these two teams played, so a really good player at the top of their lineup. Infielder Tyler Corbin, who, by the way, shout out to him, a local product, went to Airport High School. I was talking to somebody else about this when South Carolina last played Citadel. They said one of the best local products to come out of this area in a long, long time. He's hitting 376 on the year, 5 home runs, and 16 RBI, having a phenomenal season with the Bulldogs. And then finally, outfielder Ryan McCarthy, the best power threat in that lineup, 313 average, 7 home runs for the Bulldogs, and 24 RBI. But again, guys, it really comes back to the Citadel they're pitching, which is, crazy to say, because again, Blake Cooper, friend of the show, awesome guy, Gamecocks legend. His pitching staff, for whatever reason, has really, really, really struggled thus far in this 2021 baseball season. Let's move to the South Carolina side of things, guys. The starting pitcher, of course, right-handed pitcher Jack Mahoney, midweek Mahoney taking the bump. I will say with Jack Mahoney, I've actually been really surprised how little he has pitched on the weekends over the last couple of weekends, because I know we're starting him in the midweek and everything, and he's found a really nice groove there. And I mean, dude, when you're starting Jack Mahoney in the midweek, that is one hell of a luxury, because Jack Mahoney is not your typical midweek guy. And we're talking about a guy that's 94, 95 with the fastball, the power sinker, great breaking stuff, the moxie, not your typical freshman, not your typical midweek guy, but that's the situation the Gamecocks are in. But Jack Mahoney getting the start in this one, guys. Let's move into what to watch for in this game. And the first thing is this, the Citadel matchup times 3, the rematch, the 3-match, if you will. South Carolina facing the Bulldogs for a third time this season. It's always interesting when, these in-state schools play each other because there's a lot on the line. There's a lot of emotions there. You saw that in the first game. I thought the second game, the last time these two teams played at Founders Park, was much more calm, much more tempered. I remember that was one of my storylines going in that one, was just what were the emotions going to be like? There was a lot of chirping, a lot of back and forth in that first game. And I don't think you really saw that in the last game. But, overall, facing the Citadel, anytime you're playing an in-state opponent, it's really cool. It's a fun type of matchup, if you will. Those Citadel guys especially, they've got the chip on their shoulder. Maybe they feel like South kind of didn't give them a chance, didn't recruit them, whatever it may be. So anytime you have that in-state matchup, I don't want to say it's a rivalry. I think that's a little aggressive. But, South kind of taking on the Citadel, it's always fun, I feel like, when those two teams play in baseball. And I'm really excited to watching that tonight. So, again, just the three match between South Carolina and Citadel, definitely something to watch for. And do the emotions return? Do we see the emotions come back like we saw in game one? It would be very interesting to see. Something else I'm watching for, guys. Again, this game, it's a midweek game, and you don't take the Citadel lightly. They're a solid ball club. I know the record doesn't speak to that, but they are a solid ball club. They've got good coaches. They've got talent. But this game, of course, guys, in the midweek, it all revolves around South Carolina, right? Because this is a very important week for Gamecock baseball. You like where you sit right now overall. I know you lost 2 of 3 to Arkansas, but overall, you feel good about your ball club. You feel good about where you are at this point. But you have got to find a way, first things first, to build some confidence and consistency specifically at the plate. And it starts in a game like tonight against the Citadel. I mean, listen, the stats speak to it. 6.48 team ERA. You're not facing a bunch of studs out there. And again, that's all due respect to the opponent. But this should be a game in which you are able to take advantage of a pitching staff that has just really, like I said, guys, call it for what it is, had a really, 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 really rough go at it. I mean, the last time these two teams played, South Carolina won 11-7. 11-7. The Gamecocks had 9 hits on the game. But remember, they only had 5 runs through 4 innings, had that big 6 spot on the top of the 8th. But this is an opportunity for you. Excuse me, I'm actually talking about the wrong game. That 11-7 game was the first time these two teams played. The last time they played was, 8-3, March the 23rd, 8-3. I was about to say, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, the Gamecocks had an early offensive explosion, 8 runs on 9 hits, 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. But again, for a lineup that's struggling, and struggled mightily against Arkansas. And tip your cap to that Arkansas pitching staff. They're really, really good. They're number 1 for a reason. But you look at this weekend upcoming. Again, not looking past the Citadel, but you just look at this weekend. You're taking on Ole Miss going to their place. I mean, heck, the rest of the season, guys, you're going to have to swing it to win ball games. You're just going to have to. And I think this is a lineup right now that, even in the win against Arkansas, did you really swing it that well? You took advantage. Don't get me wrong. You took advantage of Arkansas mistakes and walks and them sort of helping you out, but that's what it took for you to score. This Gamecocks lineup, I don't know what it is. I don't think it's an approach problem. I think it's a mentality problem. I think it's a confidence problem. I think that's the issue because this is the same batch of hitters that we saw early in this season that was tearing up everyone they saw. And I know the competition got stiffer, but still, this is a lineup full of good hitters. What changed? This is a night tonight to build confidence, to get that consistency back, to have some fun, and to have a hit parade at Founders Park. Because, again, you need to build that confidence because you're going into a series at Ole Miss where you're going to have to swing the bats. You're going to have to swing the bats to have success. Ole Miss is going to score. They're just like Arkansas, if not better, offensively. Ole Miss is going to score. You're not going to win 3 games 1-0 or 2-1 or 3-2. You're going to have to put up some numbers. So starting tonight, again, I still have full confidence in this lineup, in the guys in this lineup. I still think the approaches are good. I don't think the approaches, guys, really have changed all season. But the mentality, there's a disconnect right now. I think there's a little bit of lack of confidence. I think there's a little bit of pressing going on. And tonight could be a great night to serve. Like I said, it's just the Citadel. It's just the midweek. But just having something to feel good about offensively. Because, again, I talked about positive momentum at the beginning of the show. Baseball's the exact same way. One guy starts hitting, another starts hitting, all of a sudden everybody starts hitting. And sometimes all it takes is a night like tonight to just feel good again, for the ball to increase in size a little bit and say, dang, it doesn't look like a little ping pong ball coming up there anymore. Looks more like a beach ball. And all of a sudden, you're feeling good. You roll into Oxford. It don't matter who's on the mound. You feel good about your game, what you're doing. Boom, you go win 2 out of 3. You get a big series dub. And it snowballs. I mean, that's how winning streaks happen. So building that confidence and that consistency at the plate tonight, that's something, again, I know we're all going to have our eye on. And there's nobody who needs a good night more than this South Carolina lineup. Speaking of somebody who needs a good night, on that note, Wes Clark. We're all watching Wes Clark at this point, guys. And, you know, I talked about it yesterday, his cold streak, what he's going through. I mean, the guy's like 4 for his last 40. It's brutal, right? It's absolutely brutal. And I hate to keep bringing it up, but it's just, it has to be a main talking point when it comes to this South Carolina batting order, and it comes to the South Carolina offense, because I think one of the major things that's killing the Gamecocks offensively is Wes Clark's cold streak. It is. And until he snaps out of it, until he gets going, I think it's going to be very frustrating to watch this team offensively. Could tonight, yet again, just like I said about this entire lineup, but specifically for Wes, could tonight serve as a night where we see him loosen up a little bit, maybe stop pressing? Because I can tell you guys this. I see a lot of people saying, oh, you know, you got to take him out of the lineup, move him down to the lineup. Taking him out of the lineup is not the solution. That is the opposite of what the solution is. When you're going through a slump, guys, pulling a guy out of the lineup is not going to get him out of the slump. It's probably just going to make it worse. You've got to let him figure it out. He's one of your dudes, man. He's one of your guys. You're riding or dying with Wes Clark, bottom line. Wes Clark is a good hitter, and good hitters eventually will hit. They will. The guy we saw early in the season, is he a 700 hitter? No. But he's not nearly as bad as we've seen recently either. I want to see a Wes Clark night again, just having fun, man. Just, you know, I feel like he's been pressing a little bit. You know, you start to feel like, oh, I got to be this home run guy. I'm leading the country in home runs. I got to hit bombs. And his approach is his approach. He's going to be a home run hitter. But I just even want to see Wes Clark get back to making solid contact. Like, we're seeing a lot of swings and misses. I feel like he's pulling his head off a lot, you know, making weak contact. Let's just see Wes Clark get back to hard, solid contact and having fun at the plate again. Because, again, this South Carolina offense will not be up to its optimal capacity if Wes Clark is not swinging it well or swinging it even decently, which he hasn't done. I mean, again, he went 1 for 11 this past weekend with, I believe, 6 strikeouts. So you got to get more out of Wes Clark in that 3-hole. Again, he's one of your dudes, man. He's one of your big guys. And when he's not swinging it, it just makes it really, really, really tough on the rest of this lineup. He's a dude that's got to swing it for you. Another thing I'll be watching for, guys, specifically is the hot corner and third base. And, you know, we saw Michael Robinson pinch hit in the Friday game 1. And we saw him pinch hit late and had a nice base knock and got the RBI single and then get the start game 3 against Arkansas. And, of course, it was Jeff Heinrich and Michael Robinson in that Arkansas series. No sign of Brennan Malone, which is mind-boggling to me. Listen, I know Brennan Malone has struggled. This hasn't been his season. It's unfortunate, too, because the kid has so much freaking talent. But for Brennan Malone to not even see the field, not even get a single at-bat against Arkansas, I'm really not sure what to think of that. I'm really not. You know, is there more shuffling at the hot corner? Is it Robinson again? Is it Heinrich? Do you go back to Malone? I just, you know, I like Mark Kingston. I'm a Mark Kingston guy, but some of the decisions he's made in regards to who they're playing at third base and who they want to be that dude at that position, I think they'd be much, much, much better served to pick one guy and ride him out. Let him figure it out, man. Because, again, same as Wes Clark, same as Braylon Wimmer, same as Andrew Eister, same as David Mendham. Even when they're slumping, you believe at some point that good hitters are going to hit. Good players are going to figure it out. But if you never give a guy an opportunity to figure it out, then you're just left spinning your wheels like you're doing right now at third base. I mean, guys, We are what? 30, basically 40 games in? We're 18 SEC games in? And we still don't know who our starting third baseman is. How is that possible? I can tell you how, because you've been spinning your wheels. Brendan Malone does something good. He gets in there for a weekend. Oh, he has a bad weekend. Oh, we're going to go ahead and switch to somebody else. Oh, Jeff Heinrich didn't have a great night. Oh, switch to somebody else. Oh, switch to somebody. How can you build any consistency that way? It's like having a revolving door at quarterback. You just can't. You don't allow guys to get into a rhythm. You don't allow guys to build any sort of consistency. When I look at the hot corner, I do think Brendan Malone's your best option, because he's a guy that even through his struggles this year, I feel like Brendan Malone has taken quality at bats for you. Like, even when he hasn't gotten hits, I feel like they've been quality ABs. And I know without a shout of a doubt that he has the highest ceiling of any of the other guys that are fighting for that job. Jeff Heinrich, he sort of is what he is. I like Jeff. He has a role in this ball club, but he's a 250 hitter. That's what Jeff Heinrich is. Michael Robinson, I mean, if he was that good, guys, he'd be playing. He would have already been playing way earlier. So who gets the nod of the hot corner tonight? If it's not Brendan Malone, I start to really, really question if he's hurt, if something else is going on. I start to have some serious questions about his future in Garnet and Black. I really, and I hate to say that because I would hate to see him go, but something's going on. I feel like something's got to be going on. So again, who starts tonight and plays at the hot corner? Going to be interesting to see. Something else I'm watching more, guys. It's on the bump. How long does Jack Mahoney go? Again, this is a guy that hasn't been pitching on the weekends for whatever reason. I think he's we've already seen it before. He's more than capable of being a weekend arm, but he's found a nice groove and a niche in that Tuesday midweek spot as well and done a really good job. And I expect him to throw good again tonight. And again, there's a lot of guys, and I'm sure we'll see, the bump that haven't thrown in a bit, guys that will get their opportunities and get to throw. How long does Jack Mahoney go? Do they try to stretch him out 5, 6, 7 innings again? Or is this more of a Johnny whole staff, quote unquote, type approach for South, kind of getting guys working? You return back to the normal schedule of Friday through Sunday for this weekend series, which I'm kind of glad. I mean, Thursday, Saturday is cool, but I do like the traditional Friday through Sunday personally. But with that being said, how long do you stretch out Jack Mahoney in this one, and just how many different arms do we see take the mound for South Carolina? Finally, guys, what I'm watching for is this. And again, this game all comes back to the Gamecocks. We can talk about the Citadel, and again, it's all due respect to the opponent, but the Citadel is a team you should beat. You've already beaten them twice. You got them at home yet again. Tonight is about, number one, handling your business. I think this team approaches the midweek the right way. I think they show up and approach each and every single baseball game. Listen, I've said it before. There's great leadership on this team, and they understand just how privileged and how lucky they are, I should say, to get to put on the uniform and play this great game at Founders Park. I don't think that's an issue with this team. So I think we'll be fine in that regard. But handling your business, number one, and also tonight, building momentum. Listen, you're in a good spot, right? I'm certainly, there's no panic button or anything, of course. There's nothing wrong. You lost 2 or 3 to Arkansas, number 1 team in the country, big deal, whoop, whatever. Who gives a shit? But you have real concerns. You have real issues offensively. And tonight serves as a night where, man, if you beat Citadel 3-1, I don't think you did what you really needed to do. Like, you need to build some momentum. Like I said earlier, you got to build confidence. You got to build consistency. This is a great opportunity for you to take advantage of a lesser opponent. You're not playing Arkansas. You're not playing Vandy. You're not playing Ole Miss. You're playing the Citadel, with all due respect, but you're playing the Citadel. It is what it is. It's a midweek game. It's all about tonight. Take care of your business. Jump on them early. Build momentum. Get a couple of guys going. Have something to feel good about, because, again, you're going to need that momentum. And like I told you guys at the beginning of the show, positive momentum, a very real thing. You're going to need that momentum as you go into the back half, or the back stretch, if you will, of this SEC schedule, which you've already started the gauntlet with LSU and Arkansas. But this week for South Carolina baseball, in my opinion, is so pivotal. It's so pivotal because Ole Miss, just looking ahead, and we're going to talk about this a lot more in detail on Thursday and Friday shows, but you look ahead, Ole Miss is a team. They've been struggling, just lost 2 of 3 to LSU at home. You You look at the following week, you got Mississippi State, which reminds me a lot of taking on Arkansas. You got to find a way, in my mind, to go 3-1 this week. You need to go 3-1, and it starts tonight with a big win, a big momentum-building win against a team that you should take care of business against, especially offensively and at the plate. So, all right, guys, let's move to key player for the game tonight. My key player, there's a lot of guys that could get this, but I'm going to leave Wes Clark alone. I feel like I've been picking on Wes Clark a little bit, but a guy at the top of the South kind of order that I think needs to get going, yet again, he's really been struggling, and that is Braylon Wimmer. You know, the prototypical two-hole hitter. I think he needs to stay in that two-hole, but somebody, again, started off this season so hot, was hitting like 400 for you, and really ever since the family stuff that he had where he had to miss the UNC game, and again, I'm certainly not, holding that against Braylon Wimmer. I mean, you got to take care of your business, got to take care of your family. Family comes first. But really, it feels like ever since that point and that moment, and again, we don't know the type of, what he's playing with, the burden he's carrying, and if it's something that's bothering him still. But just overall, what we see on the field, Braylon Wimmer is another guy I think that needs to get it going for this South kind of offense. He is a guy that's so dangerous, so fast, runs a 6'4", 60, a guy that showed you power early in the season as well, and somebody that when he's clicking, it feels like this entire lineup is clicking. Again, there's many guys, there's many that you could pick that need to get it going, that need to have success. I just think with Brady out at the top of the lineup, he's had a ton of success. He's still kind of doing his thing. Having that 1-2 punch of Allen and Wimmer, getting Braylon Wimmer going, getting him confidence at the plate again, getting him having fun. Because I think Braylon Wimmer, just looking way ahead to next year, I think this is your best returning player. But he's got to return to form. He's got to return to form. And again, guys, we're talking about a South kind of offense. One guy is hitting 300 or better, and that's Brady Allen. Get Braylon Wimmer going. Get the top of your order going. It'll bleed down all the way through your lineup. Hitting is contagious. So, again, guys, my key player for tonight is Braylon Wimmer. All right, prediction for the game. South going to take it on the Citadel, looking to go 3-0 against the Bulldogs this year. Long story short, I think they will do that. Again, I think this team's going to be locked in, focused. They understand the task at hand, and is really going to use this game tonight, like I said, guys, to build that positive momentum. Again, it's a huge week for county baseball. And these guys are trying to go 1-0 each and every single time out. Totally understand that, respect that, of course. And again, I think the mentality will be right. The leadership is there. These guys will be fired up. Hey, I haven't played since Friday, so everybody's going to be fresh. But these guys will be fired up to get back out on the field. I think South Carolina will handle business. I don't think it's quite the offensive explosion that we'd all like to see and prefer to see. I think South Carolina will win comfortably, but I think that to pick this team to score even double-digit runs right now may be a little bit aggressive. I need to see it before I do it, before I pick it. So I think the Gamecocks get the win. I think Jack Mahoney will give you another fantastic start, 5 or 6 innings. Your bullpen do their thing. I think that the Gamecocks early on will jump on the Citadel. I think they'll be able to pick on that pitching staff, and I think they get the win. Give me Gamecocks 7, the Citadel 2. Again, Gamecocks 7, Citadel 2. I think South going to be able to handle its business, take care of business against the Citadel, have something to feel good about. Like I said, I think there's still going to be issues after tonight. I don't think you're going to solve all of your issues, of course, against the Citadel. But at least, if nothing else, getting a dub back under your belt, having something to feel good about, and again, setting up what is going to be a pivotal weekend in Oxford, Mississippi this weekend against the Ole Miss Rebels. So again, guys, lock it in. I got South Carolina 7, Citadel 2. Should be a lot of fun tonight at Founders Park. And hey, yours truly will be there. So if you're in the building, come by, say what's up. We'd love to talk Gamecocks. Let them meet up with you guys. But again, it should be a fun night at Founders Park. I got Gamecocks 7, Citadel 2. All right, guys, that's going to do it all for me for the Citadel preview for the game tonight, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. One quick note, South going to rank 13th in the D1Baseball.com poll. Again, 13th in that poll. Dropping 2 spots overall. I know you lose the number 1 team in the country, but overall, I think it's fair. I mean, you lost 2 of 3. Whatever. It is what it is, guys. It really doesn't matter. The polls are what they are. Again, 13th in that D1Baseball.com poll. So, yeah, take for that what you will. Hey, 10th in the 11.7 poll. Shout out to my guys at 11.7. But, again, guys, that's going to do it all for me. Gamecocks taking on the Citadel tonight for the 3rd time this season. 3rd and final time. Should be a lot of fun, guys. Hey, thanks again. Like I said, appreciate the love, the support, guys. It's crazy. It's the positive momentum. is wild right now, and I thank you guys so much. Again, so grateful for your love, support, rocking with the content, rocking what we do. Thank you guys so much. But again, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. Go Cox, beat the Citadel, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.